Hi friends, this is Evan from Digital Team Coach. As you know, I am passionate about helping, supporting and resourcing the church for the digital ministry that supports the mission of our churches. I want to see the next generations be able to thrive off the back of the hard work that you're doing. And I believe that digital ministry and digital strategy has an important part to play in supporting our mission as the church, particularly here in Australia. So I want to share with you just for a few minutes a framework about how digital ministry and digital technology fits in to the work that you're doing. So let me show you here. So this is a framework that I have, which I call the digital realms of influence. And we have 4 circles. In the first circle, we have you. In the next circle, we have your team, a little wonky on the circle there. The next circle round, let's make that one a bit bigger. We have your church community. And on the outside, I won't draw another circle, we have the world. And these circles are really important in the way that we think about the systems that we have in place to be able to communicate, collaborate, reach, all those sorts of things. So let's dig into a little bit of detail here. We'll go to green. Cool. So red. For you, we want to make the systems that you have as easy as possible because we can't not use technology these days. We have calendars, we have files, we have important data that we need to write things down. And I know all of you have a computer that you're using at the moment. So we want to make the processes and the workflows as easy as possible for you so that you can remove the admin, all the manual stuff, and be able to focus on your main tasks in your role, such as evangelizing, training, preaching, empowering your people. In your team, we want to be able to enhance their experience, particularly working together, working with you so that everyone is playing the part well, doing their job well, and working in a consistent way that is going to unify you and not turn your team into silos or not working well together. For your church community, we want to make it as easy as possible for them to be able to step up, to empower them. Probably should have written empower, but stepping up. With the systems that we use, we have the volunteers, we have your members and people who show up from week to week. And then lastly, with the world, we want to use technology well to be able to reach the world. So I'm going to break this down now another level and have a look at the actual systems that we have in place. So for yourself, there's a lot of personal management with your time, with your emails, your calendar, your communication, your files and data. And this then really does impact the way that you work with your team to collaborate. I'll just write collab there. Your collaboration with your team, and technology has such an important part, particularly as we more and more are working remotely together. With your team, we have there's a lot of planning that has to go on, particularly with services and other events that we have from week to week. We have a lot of knowledge that needs to be shared. And there are a lot of churches that haven't really got the systems in place to share their knowledge well, both within their teams and I'd also say then with their community, particularly volunteers in different ministries. We've got things like data as well. We need to make sure our data has the appropriate security so the right people have the right access to the data at the right time, and then it's stored well. We also, with the collaboration, there's the project planning, management, task management, things like that. So that's for your staff, your key volunteers. And then when we think about the community, we have a really important job in how we communicate. There are so many messages that we get day to day that everyone receives from so many different sources. And so the way that we communicate is we need to do that in a really smart way, in a way that is going to benefit those and help them to be able to step up. There's a lot of different ministry areas within services. You've got kids ministry, welcoming teams, your music, AV, and then the way that we make it easy to be able to roster people on, to resource your volunteers, give them the knowledge that they need as well. So that knowledge piece really does come into here, as well as the communication. There's a bit of collaboration in there as well. And training is another really important aspect, because we don't want volunteers sort of just rocking up on the day and not knowing what they're meant to do and not being shown how to do things in a consistent way. And then we also have other systems in place, such as giving. We need to make it as easy as possible for people to be able to give electronically these days and in a secure way as well. So we want to be able to help people to step up in their giftings, in their ministries. Then for the outside world, as we reach people, that communication continues on there, particularly when we think about the website. Often it really is the front door to our churches these days, that people will check out your website first. They will also check out your social media, and both those platforms need to be inviting and welcoming, be able to demonstrate who you are as a church in your community, what your uniqueness is, what your flavor is, and make it easy for people to connect in. Beyond that, we also have, more and more our ministries need to be accessible online, and your church services are an extension of that, whether you do them digitally or you might be doing a hybrid approach where you have it both in person and live streamed or something like that. Then we also have other programs that you will run from time to time. You might run some training events or courses such as Alpha or the marriage course. And again, we need to make it as easy as possible for people to be able to connect in. So a snapshot here, you can see that digital ministry plays such an important part in our churches today. And maybe not all these aspects might relate to you, but you need to have the strategy in place, the right systems in place. They need to be configured well. And you need to be able to have the people behind you to be able to support that. So if your church is lacking some of the confidence or the tools or the resources to be able to do this well and help you in your transformation to reach people in the 21st century, then I encourage you to reach out, have a chat to me, because I really want to be able to help at the Australian Church be able to fulfill their mission in the 21st century. So just put in the word reach and I'll connect with you and have a chat further. Thanks for your time.